And
Literally, you have 45 seconds to get this up.
I can bring up these cards. Here they are. Dunkerk, also known as Chaos P12 of the Twitch, but I think Dunkerk is what they're going by. And Pazzia.
Also, both new players.
No, my favorite MT game wasn't Megalith.
I mean, it could just be, this game's box art rules. The game's alright, but the box art's awesome.
It's true.
I'd accept it. But yeah, very first MT. Haven't raced in anything else. Full of potential.
When you download a video, it's important to remember to give it an extension. Or else it won't play. But I fixed it.
Okay. I was going to say, is something corrupted? Do we need to re-download the whole video?
I don't think so.
Are these two in the chat? Doesn't look like it.
No, I don't think so. This is a Japanese freeware. It looks like 2015, and I'll describe the game a little bit if anyone thinks they can guess it. It has been played all that many times, but I really like it because you have a unique movement style where you can push yourself forward, and you can constantly just save time. And it's all really high risk reward, and I really, really like that for MT games.
It does sound like kind of the perfect game for this sort of tournament.
And is the cropping identical on these two videos? That's incredible.
Maurice would be proud if he were still here with us.
Also, I think that this goal length is a really solid goal length. There's just a lot of things I really like about this MT game. It's not short, but it's not like too long. You're constantly moving. The game isn't so punishing that you're constantly redoing things. Okay.
I'm trying to think of what game this could possibly be.
I think you probably won't know it because
it is Japanese freeware.
And it just hasn't been played all that much. I don't even really know what it's called. Because if you Google it, you only get the SRL. So, like, somebody Romanized it or something. I don't know how... I think maybe Nighty found this game originally. It's just, like, straight up a Japanese game. And so I don't even really know what the name of it is.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say the only Japanese freeware I'm familiar with is technically not freeware. So... but also isn't purchasable over here, so...
Yeah, I'd like to figure out who made this and see if they made any other games, honestly. Yeah, beat 5-4, yep, so we're moving on. We'll switch to Molobou, which is a really, really fun game. So we're gonna try.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man,
play
this
around
has
with
one-
audio after I start the race. So I'm just gonna go play.
I can't believe this has 1-1 in it.
Play.
Okay, I see what you mean by the... Yep.
Yeah, so this game you have, I guess it's a fart. It probably is a fart. There's a lot of like
It is
goofy,
definitely a fart.
there's a lot of goofy imagery in this game, and you can constantly use it to not only jump, but to get a double jump, but to push yourself forward. And this game is just really, really good. Not only is it fun to play because of like what you see Pazzia doing right now, and I'm gonna see if we can get some audio here. But also just because for MT, it's really nice to have a risk-reward kind of thing.
I did see that the fart does kill enemies if they are in its path.
Yeah, and that's going to be really important for fighting bosses.
Also, it's definitely a fart. Like, you're collecting an amame. There's no other thing it can be.
Yeah. I think those voices are in the game. I think we're hearing actual game audio. Let me know if this is like somebody's voice on the... I can't hear it super well with the way my setup is.
So that's definitely a digitized voice sample. That's from the game.
So anyways, the levels are really straightforward. This is the only game the creators made, man. This is a really, really good game. I don't remember the font being quite so messed up on the top. Maybe it just looks like that. This could just be because that makes sense that it's Nico. TTS. So yeah, I think 90 found this originally. We just have it as a backup game this year. But as a race, it's really interesting, like I said, because you can shoot yourself forward. You can do it multiple times in the air, but it's really pretty risky. You only have 3 hits. These first levels get easy, but the later ones get hard. There's some underwater levels. The goal is beat 5-4. It's like Mario. Every 4 levels you're in a new world, and there's also a boss every 4 levels.
Yeah, like both of our competitors right now, as you were saying, like both of our competitors are tearing this apart so far.
That makes sense that this has been in top 8. I played it in MT14 as my match, and I loved it. And I think that maybe is the only time it's been resubbed since the time it was in top 8. Also, the auto-scrollers, you can make them move faster. Like, what kind of game can you make the auto-scrollers move faster? There's a few games, but I really like... Obviously, for a race, that's a good mechanic. In these first few levels, you definitely can just take some damage boosts.
That's not going to be true later on.
No, especially the underwater levels. You don't have the farting ability underwater, so it's just about not hitting like spikes while swimming and things. And so it's a little bit more difficult to manage.
Dunkerk with a slight lead. I'm assuming these signs are warning you about the boss upcoming.
I think they are, yeah. I don't know what the Japanese ones say. And then this also is somewhat tame for how... Like, eventually there's just, like, really goofy enemies and stuff. There's, like, fingers coming out of the ground trying to goose you and just, like, all sorts of weird... like, there's just a lot of weird stuff going on.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, it's very Japanese.
That's just ahead.
The sign says boss. So yeah, you can't jump on this guy, but you can hit him with the fart, either in the air or from the side. Obviously from the side's going to give you more opportunity, but when he gets going fast, it's difficult to take that risk. And a solid clear from Dunkerk. Off to an early lead, but it's a long game. Long goal, at least. The creator may be working on Molobou too. I'm excited.
I'd play it.
I would play it. I would play it launch day.
I might try and find this and play it later. It definitely looks like it plays extremely well.
Yeah, just the physics are good. It's hard to do good physics. Well, maybe it's not. Well, it is hard. Because if it wasn't hard, then why wouldn't they all be good? So it must be hard.
Right.
But in freeware games especially, I think that's the first thing that you lose when it comes to game polish, is the like gravity constants and how good the physics feel in the game. But this game does it well.
I mean, I would say there are, like, definitely non-freeware titles where gravity is still a problem.
That's very true. We just saw a Megalith, and that jump looked pretty messed up. I mean, that was a puzzle game, but still.
Yeah.
We got thwomps.
Okay, these thwomps are too lewd.
Yeah, you can speed past them, but probably not only 3 blocks. You probably need to wait for that one.
Okay, I'm a little, like, there was a fish hook in one level, there was a toy car, there's a uniform. What do these do? Did we know?
They're just points. There are no power-ups, as far as I remember in this game. I didn't even pull up the pace bin, because this is like the kind of game where you don't even really need it. But let me look at it.
Okay, yeah, those are just points. Oh, Dunkerk taking a really risky strat going right under the thwomp there. Oh, the head spit fire. I see.
Yeah, here, this is the MT14 pace bin, but it's pretty straightforward stuff. I think, if I remember right, game over is the same as dying, but let me take a look at it. No, okay, so if you die, you go back to a checkpoint. If you game over, you go back to the start of the stage. You never get sent back to the start of the world. Which is good. I think that maybe is a bit too much. It depends on the game, but I think in this game, it's better for it. Nice D-boost for Dunkerk. I'm sure that was on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Pazzia getting straight to the end of the stage, and that's a lead change.
Oh, wow.
Formal lead change.
Yeah, there are a few, like, secret doors and stuff. They don't really affect a whole lot. You usually just go into a treasure room and then immediately come out of it.
Of course, there's a skateboard. Or wouldn't there be
classic.
a skateboard?
And you can, I think you can fart on the skateboard, too, and go faster. Yeah.
Pazzia hasn't figured it out yet, but Dunkerk certainly has.
It seems like it actually slows you down. It may be best to avoid it when you're on the skateboard.
Well, it
obviously
seems like
shooting forward slows you down, but even
projectile.
shooting backwards wasn't a boost, really.
Yeah. It seems like it's mostly a projectile to clear the way.
We've got I Want to Be the Guy spikes. I'm pretty sure those are the exact same spike graphic. They're really close, at least.
Pazzia keeping their lead.
Yeah, this is a close race. I think the last 2 worlds, 4 and 5, for what I remember, are tougher than the ones that come before them. So we're not doing the command anymore. We're pinning the pace bin. That probably works too. That's a new way to do it. I like it. We're in a bathroom.
I mean, that checks out.
This bird is pooping on you. Does anyone remember? This is gonna be an old reference. I feel like if you're maybe over 30, you might remember this. I'm not, but for some reason I remember this. But there was a video game where you like played as a bird and you had to poop on Pamela Anderson's head. That was like some really popular web game. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? This was like, I think like adults would like pass this around like Jib Jab or whatever back in like 2000.
Yeah,
somebody remembers. I don't know. It's a very weird thing that just made me think of it. Anyway, quick finish on the boss for both of those players. Yeah, both of them knew that you could shoot up and could shoot the boss. I think both these players are probably pretty, like, decently skilled platformer players. You know, they haven't been doing anything crazy yet, but they're using the boost, they're shooting themselves forward.
Good fundamentals.
Yeah, they're both having a good effort here. I think that this is a close match at this point for sure. And I knew that this was played, but I didn't catch most of this stream or anything, so I don't really know what happens in this match.
That was a frog, man. Oh, did Dunkerk take a death?
Yes. But, so, not a game over, I don't think.
No, not a game over, but it gets sent back to the start.
But yeah, having to redo this section, Pazzia is definitely pretty significantly ahead right now. And you can see the water physics are also very good, very easy to control. They're pretty much Mario physics.
Yeah.
But you don't I don't think you can fart yourself around. You move pretty fast anyway. It definitely doesn't look like it. These are actually Mario physics are slower than this. This keeps the speed up, which is nice.
It does
generally,
look like
if you see the bonus door, just ignore it because it's just going to bring you to points.
It does look like you sink like a rock way faster than you would in Mario.
Yeah.
Oh, just barely.
Yeah, not being able. It's realism. It's true. You couldn't overcome the viscosity compared to air.
Still in the lead.
Barely. Yeah, it's true. These kind of Gordos flying around.
It comes from Kirby, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones with eyes. I mean, those aren't really good. Those are just spike balls, but...
Right.
No, you can fart underwater. It's just not going to propel you in the same way that powerful of a fart would in the air. Actually,
in that case,
I feel like it's really actually the opposite of that. I'm not going to think about that too hard. Pazzia on 3-3, which is an auto-scroller. I think all the Dash 3s are auto-scrollers. I'll pay more attention. But because this game is kind and good for races, you can push the auto-scroller forward.
So they'll call tomorrow morning. Okay, alright, see you tomorrow.
Oh no, okay, that's you.
Yeah.
It does seem backwards. I'm not gonna think about it too hard. I think I'm wrong. Uh-oh, okay. The upper path is easy, but it's not really faster. I guess it would be faster because you could just constantly shoot yourself forward. I don't know the controls. Let me look at the controls here. Is fart the same button as jump? It is.
Dunkerk taking the boat is bad. I guess that does skip the rest of that area, so that is might be a good call.
Oh, yeah, there's the fingers.
Ugh.
Another very Japanese thing.
You have to wonder how that gets started.
It's a game where enemies kill themselves on the spikes. Be an interesting database to find. Games where enemies can't stand on spikes and games where they can't. Onto the frog boss of 3-4.
Frog boss doesn't seem terribly threatening.
So the more he gets hit, the more erratic
the higher he
jumps
jumps.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah, higher and further. So it just is difficult to say where he's gonna land,
But it just seems like you can get a pretty good wall going and just sort of pelt him down. Yeah, there's a lot going on now. You have the
it really is.
the hanging lines. You have thermals. You have Castlevania skeletons.
Yeah, you've got these guys.
Using the bonus to just skip the rest of that screen.
Yeah, I think that's generally how that works. Each of these screens is like a checkpoint, and when you hit these bonuses, you move on to the beginning of the next screen. So it can be faster, but if it's too far out of the way, it's probably not worth it.
Mm.
I think dying is gonna be way more important not to do than hitting the bonus screens. Lost the skateboard pretty early there, but might be a blessing. Well, no, I guess not. I was gonna say it could be a blessing in disguise because
I'm not sure how you would get past that skeleton otherwise.
I think you can, but it's just like hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen enough Kid Chameleon that like, I believe anything is possible on a skateboard, I guess, but this definitely seems easier without it.
More games need a tank power up.
Absolutely. Picking off a skeleton from afar. Same thing that they did earlier.
Yep. What the hell was that? Oh, we've all said a lead change.
Yeah, we got a lead change. I was going to say same thing Dunkerk did, so Dunkerk has pulled ahead. Really, really close race. The naked guy spanning the chasm, he, like, falls if you step on him, but I think falls slowly, so I don't think it's, like, the worst thing in the world. I don't totally remember.
He's at the bottom of,
I mean, yeah, it's bad for him. I just mean for the players, it might not be that bad. Whatever situation he's in is one he needs to get out of desperately, for sure. Ooh,
oh,
the spikes.
A little too much.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a big lead change right here.
Yeah, After Pies has been, well, kind of narrowly in the lead for most of the race.
Yeah. They're making really good time on this game, actually. I think these guys are pretty well versed when it comes to platformers.
It certainly seems so.
No, I don't think this was shorter than... It's not shorter than what I played. Let me see, what was my, 3 years ago time? Top 8 goal was the whole game? Okay.
Dunkirk remaining a stage ahead. And now we have a proper castle background.
I mean, that makes sense for a top 8 goal, I guess, because players tend to be so fast, but I think this is a pretty solid goal for MT in general. The end of the next world. Yeah, if I remember right, the boss of 4 is an interesting one. Plays a little differently than the other bosses.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
But I'm not sure if I'm thinking of 5, because I don't remember who the boss of 5 would be.
Oh, the thwomps here hurt you if you stand on top of them. Okay.
They do, yeah. They're basically
That
just
seems
big
cool to
enemy
me.
sprites. Oh yeah, this guy. So you need to get him to thwomp himself into the spikes. Hitting him doesn't do anything. There we go. You gotta do it a few times, and he speeds up every time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for joining us, Cryogentics, but unfortunately this isn't live. It's live for me, but this race already happened. We're catching up on all the races that haven't been able to be streamed, at least all the ones between 2 people.
Yeah, we're just trying to give commentary to as many races as possible, even those we weren't immediately around for. Dunkirk back in boss. Paisa's still trying to make their way over.
Yeah, generally not a hard boss, but you need to know what you're doing to not fall. Yeah, which match did... There's 2 matches that have happened that we're not going to have the footage for. There was Captain Drake versus somebody else for, I don't remember, for Overclocked. And Swift Stitch, yeah. Which is another backup. So both games we've seen before, luckily. But probably exciting matches.
And Dunkirk proceeds to 5-1.
Indeed. Probably
Link
took a
them in.
little break there. Might have been checking the pace bin to see if that was the end of the goal, but nope, has one more world to go.
I will say just having a swordfish be the thing that attacks you out of the ocean is a little... It's not weird enough.
It's true, it's a little bit too normal for this game. Going in the doors, because that probably is going to give a boost. Getting these for really no reason at all. Maybe they wanted the extra life to not game over, but has 5 lives, and you can take a pretty easy intentional game over in this game when you move on if you're low on lives. When you move on to the next level.
Yeah. Still might be thinking that just if they have more attempts at a screen, that could be the difference, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, so this underwater section is pretty tight. You gotta be careful not to get stuck on walls and kind of keep floating and keep moving so your momentum doesn't get killed. Obviously this screen is way easier than the last one, but... Oh, nice, just ducking under those spikes in that cycle. Getting the shell just for fun. Pazzia is having trouble with this World 4 boss. So this is a pretty commanding lead at this point, which is really something, because Dunkerk was behind for the majority of the race.
Yeah, Pazzia almost had it. They were one hit away, but just got clipped on the way down.
Darn. One thing I saw that was really smart, and I didn't point it out on Dunkerk's screen, but they actually did... So, like, the way I would approach this, in general, would just be, okay, kind of focus on how long he shakes for, and then jump across the thing. But Dunkerk actually did a setup, where he walked to the back of the platform, and took the amount of time that it took to walk across it, and then figured out that that was the correct amount of time, instead of just trying to wait for some indeterminate amount of time, which is really smart. And not the kind of thing that I see people doing in races very often. Because setups are pretty common when you do any speed running, so Dunkerk may be a speed runner, but in blind racing, I think it's easy to forget to try and do that kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of people just try to go on instinct. And...
Yeah. This auto-scroller is pretty fast. You can probably move it forward like the others, but I don't know if you're ever really going to...
You probably don't want to. Some of these seem a little tight.
Oh yeah, there we go, moving it forward.
So that is one thing that the fart is good for underwater.
Out of this section, onto this. Yeah, so all the Dash 3s are auto-scrollers.
Okay.
Really, they're not even... I guess... I don't even know what you would call this. They're like minimum length. You could just make that jump, yeah. I think Dunkerk didn't understand that.
There's the fish!
There's a time you have to at least go faster than, but you can speed it up.
Pazzia making alright time catching up. Probably won't be enough, I would say, but we'll see how Dunkerk takes the next stage.
Took a death on 5-3, but then had like really smooth movement through that screen the second time around. Yeah, does 0 count in this game, or is 1 the final life? I haven't been paying attention.
I think 0 counts. So Pazzia might want to just see how far they can get on this life, and then maybe take a couple deaths very early in the next stage.
I think someone should make a game where 1 doesn't count. Where, like, your character will only do the feats if they have extra lives, but once they get down to 1, it's too risky, and so they walk away.
It's like, man, I have a family.
And that's a game
Going
over,
home.
so 2 is the last one that you have. Yeah, exactly.
Some proper I want to be the guy spikes.
And we're on to the 5-4 boss, who I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this boss is tricky. You can't hit him underwater. So you have to wait for him to pop up to hit. And in general, I remember this actually being a bit of a struggle, this level. Maybe not like horrible, but jump up compared to the rest of the boss.
Well, that does give, that sounds like it gives Pazzia a chance to catch up.
It's true, and I don't know who won this. I don't remember.
I've
Maybe
been
I
totally
never knew.
butchering the name.
Still a pretty close race, I would say. But it's Dunkerk's race to lose.
Mm-hmm. See, I thought you had to do something with the fishing lines.
So you can that octopus starts going faster and faster, and you can hit him from the side if you shoot just like really low to the ground. And I think you might have to start doing that in order to get him fast enough before he goes under. I have a vague memory of that. Either that or I was trying to hit him from the side and made a bunch of mistakes trying to do that. Doing pretty good though. Not having any struggles at all on this boss. Misjudging that a little bit. Oh,
And
there we
that's
go.
it.
That's the dot done.
30-50, 30-49, 30-54.
Excellent time.
Yeah. And Pazzia is right on his heels.
Taking a fun little deboost there, getting the health up. I guess there are health ups. That's like the only thing. No, like, power-ups to yourself in any way.
No power farting.
And Dunkerk's still playing, so I guess we'll watch him while he goes.
Pazzia testing at the level, seeing that they can't really do anything underwater. Trying the side hit, didn't make it.
Oh. Yeah, so I think that was probably my big issue, is that I was even going for the side hit, because it seems like that's not what you want to be doing.
It does seem like you have enough time, but...
It just is way more risky, because you shoot yourself in the other direction, and there's a lot of obstacles.
Right.
Oh, nice recovery from Dunkerk there. Oh, then lost it.
Pazzia seems a little flustered, I would say.
Yeah, well, at this point they know that they've lost if they're paying attention to the race chat. They may not be, because I think they're new this year, and it's all a bit of a strange way that we do things. You gotta get used to it. But, yeah, it can be definitely disappointing, because I would feel like, as Pazzia, you know, there hasn't been anything obvious that's, like, they've messed up on. It's just a lot of little things.
Right.
A few too many deaths. That was pretty close on the... One heart into this boss is difficult.
I think it is definitely doable, though.
Okay, so I think what he's doing is actually just jumping on him. I don't think he's hitting him
Yes.
with the heart at all, which I didn't know you could do. We don't have another one lined up after this. This is going to be the last one of the day. There are two other podcasts that need to be done, but they're both doubles.
Oh.
And I've got to download them and also come up with a bit of a better setup for that.
Back to the start of 5-4. But did make a lot of progress. One hit away from the octopus.
I'll give a shout out to a command line utility called YT-DLP. which can download like anything from the web. I pasted in an RSS feed and it downloaded every episode of the podcast from the RSS feed. Like it just does it for you, and that's a good way to get
pretty nice.
YouTube videos and Twitch VODs and things like that for this. Yeah, even Twitch. I don't know what it'll do for a live video, obviously, but really anything that you could think of.
I've never really tried an RSS feed before. Like, it's just a blind spot I've had, even though I probably should. And that's it.
Nice, and there we have a clear. So pretty close race.
Yeah, that was a 35-33.
Pretty good times for both players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll switch back over to...
They were definitely very skilled platform players.
But yeah, that's it for today. A lot of vodcasts today, had one real match. Let's see. Let's actually switch to what's scheduled coming up. Nope, that's not what I wanted. But that is cool. We can see who the winner was. Let's go to this.
The Forest of Challenges.
Yeah, this is the old... I honestly, I don't think we need to update this. This is like the old font and everything, but like it's still pretty good. Let's just leave it how it is.
It works. Yeah.
We have Aaron Doby versus Jew Horse and Losers 1 tomorrow. So it's 1 p.m. EST.
And then a full slate of Losers 2.
Then we've got another one an hour after that. Then we got a bit of a break, and we've got 2 others that are pretty close to each other. So may fill that with the 4-player vodcast. We'll have to see. But regardless, good stuff. So at this point we've got everything streamed except for those 2 double matches. And when I say double, they're still just normal matches. It's
right.
Just that it's 2 people played the same game at once, and we don't want to do 2 separate vodcasts for the same game.
2 sets of players.
Yeah, 2 sets of players.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 4 people, but they were competing against their single opponent. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone, today, and had a lot of fun. Had 2 different streamers, and you could barely even tell, except for the dropped frames on. I gotta fix that.
And we hope you had fun, viewers.
Yeah, I had fun. And
I did too. I learned a lot.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for joining me, Cyro.
Anytime, ID.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.